So we're finally getting a Baron Helmut Zemo action figure, and I'm not talking about from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm talking about classic comic book Baron Helmut Zemo, one of Captain America's greatest enemies, and he's a Walgreens exclusive, because of course he is, right? And now we're probably never going to see him except at your nearest scalper location. So you think I'd be mad that this Baron Zemo figure is a Walgreens exclusive, and I thought I was going to be too, but then I looked at it for a while, I sat and I thought about it, and I'm really not all that mad now. One, because the more I look at this figure, the worse it looks. The belt is kind of funky looking. It doesn't have the ridges on it. It doesn't look like Baron Zemo does in the comics. You look at Baron Zemo's gloves, it doesn't have the lines that he has drawn on them, and they're probably not on his boots either. And looking real close at what little I can see of them behind the logo, yeah, they're not there, so they're missing a whole bunch of details that belong on Baron Zemo. This is just another lazy figure without all the paint apps that they're usually doing on figures like this. And not only that, but there's a weird mix of pinless and pin joints. They're using the standard Bucky cap legs again, no great surprise there, and then they're using the Red Skull's arms for the bagginess, which, honestly, you could pick worse than that. It's a pretty decent look for Baron Zemo's arms because he does have baggy sleeves. Still, I'm not a big fan of reusing parts. In my humble opinion, I think a character like Baron Helmut Zemo deserves an entirely new sculpt. Characters like Baron Helmut Zemo and Venom are that important. They need new sculpts. They don't deserve hand-me-downs. But it is what it is, and we have ourselves a $23 package here. Am I gonna plop down $23 for this guy? No, definitely not. He's not worth $23. This looks like a $10 action figure compared to something from DC Multiverse. I would much rather go out and buy a DC Multiverse because there's better quality in them. I do notice on the back of the packaging they're using art that depicts Baron Helmut Zemo without the lines on his gloves, even though classic Baron Helmut Zemo always has those lines, so they're just using the easiest possible process to make their action figure, so whatever, no great surprise from Hasbro. Besides that, Soulmates, I heard the news that Walgreens finally had Nova available on their website, the only Marvel Legends figure they had available on their website. Where all the others are, I would certainly like to know. Moon Knight, Quasar, Binary. Do any of those ring a bell? Because those were supposed to be Walgreens exclusives, and we never really saw those. I thought about getting Nova initially, because I was pink clouding for a little bit over the thought that, whoa, a Walgreens exclusive is finally available for purchase on the website. This is actually pretty cool. But then I looked at the figure for a little bit, I stared at the price tag, and it's $23, of course. But I looked at Nova, and he had his shoulder pads on, but all of his details were just painted on him like usual, and it looked really cheap, and I just kept looking at it and thinking to myself, do I really want to spend $23 on this? Is this really worth $23? Here's the thing, I'm always weighing my options now when I'm looking at a Marvel Legends figure versus a DC Multiverse figure. I look at the Marvel Legends figure, and then I think to myself, okay, 23 bucks. Is this worth $3 more than the DC Multiverse figure that I want? And if it isn't, then you just drop it off, and I'm just going to go straight for the DC Multiverse figure. Because why would I pay for Nova, who has his details just slopped on his body, when I could go and get, say, a Lex Luthor, who has all of his details sculpted on, very ornately, by the way, and he comes with a throne? Why would I pay $23 for the piece of trash when I could go get something good for $20? $3 less. McFarlane's DC Multiverse figures are better than Hasbro's Marvel Legends, and I'm tired of pretending they're not. If you support what I do, please click subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single video of mine when it comes out. And if you want to hang out with me and my soulmates, I stream live on Twitch Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hasbro needs to do Nova again, make him good, sculpt his details on, have some semblance of professionalism on the figure instead of just slopping paint on it. It's so lazy. And then they need to redo Baron Helmut Zemo too, because he's that important. He's at the tippy top of Captain America's Rogues Gallery. He's at the tippy top of the Avengers Rogues Gallery. So why you're treating them like this, why you're just giving them hand-me-downs is baffling to me. I mean, they didn't even paint Baron Zemo's gloves and boots properly, so it's really obvious Hasbro doesn't care. And it's the exact same thing that we saw on the Wolverine and Venom figures. On the Wolverine figure with all the cell shading, he doesn't have the little bulbs on one side of his hands that his claws come out of. And then on Venom from Spider-Man the Animated Series, the PulseCon exclusive, he doesn't have web shooters. They just left those off like they left off the details on Baron Zemo. It seems like this is becoming a trend now. Hasbro is just leaving off important details entirely. They're not really paying attention to what they're doing. And they don't care because they can just put out whatever and people are going to buy it anyway. If they still buy it, then Hasbro gets their money anyway. Why would they change? It's like voting for somebody and expecting something out of them that you know they're not going to give you, so why would you vote for them? Regardless, I hope that this is a trend that's going to continue in the future where we're going to see more of the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusives on Walgreens' website. And if they do happen to make a good Marvel Legends figure, I hope that I'm going to have the opportunity to get it, because I would like that very much instead of having to roam around a bunch of stores and drive around like a complete fool and wind up empty-handed because none of the stores are stocking anything. Well, until it actually happens and we see more of the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusives on the website, I'm just going to pretend that the Walgreens exclusives don't really exist, because they kinda don't. I've never seen any of them in stores. I've seen a bunch of Marvel Legends from varying lines in Walgreens stores, but I've only seen 2 Walgreens exclusives in all the stores that I've visited, and I've visited a lot of them. I mean a lot. And I found 2, and they were from years ago. Years. So, where are they? Seems like they just don't exist. Here's to Baron Helmut Zemo. Hope he gets released in a new Bring on the Bad Guys line soon, because he doesn't exist. Well, soulmates, what do you think of this Walgreens business? Do you think that Baron Helmut Zemo is actually going to show up on the Walgreens website? Or do you think that he's going to wind up being another scalper exclusive, like all the rest of the Walgreens exclusives tend to be? Also, how do you feel about the design of this Baron Helmut Zemo action figure? Are you disappointed that some details were left off of him? And were you able to find Nova on Walgreens' website? Let me know in the comments, guys. I'd love to hear from you. If you support what I do, please click subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single video of mine when it comes out. And if you want to hang out with me and my soulmates, I stream live on Twitch Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be back again soon to talk about some new comic book toy news, and until then, with love from me to you, bye-bye.